I'm so happy that you've tuned in once again to watch our video. Today we're going to read a story called As an Oak Tree Grows. And there's going to be a little activity I need you to do at the end for me to see if you guys remember how we label and how we can show the parts of a tree. So, here we go. As an oak tree grows. See the oak trees? How many do you see? How many do you count? I think I see 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, on a sunny late summer day, a young boy planted an acorn in the ground. So, if he's planting the acorn in the ground, what do you think the acorn is? Like, what part of the tree do you think it would be? Discuss it. See if you guys can figure it out. Later that year, an oak tree sprouted up from the earth into the air and light. See the oak tree? Sprouted up. Each fall, it would shed its leaves, and each spring, new ones will grow. So we know in the fall, it sheds its leaves, and in the spring, new ones grow. Didn't we kind of learn that about another type of tree? Do you remember what kind of tree it was? What do you think? We definitely learned it in class, but what kind of tree was it? Do you remember? The boy grew up and moved away. Farmers now lived here. They cleared the hillsides where forests once stood. The wood was used for building and to burn in fireplaces, but the oak tree was left standing. See him? I wonder why they left the oak tree standing. My dog wants to see it too. Everybody say hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. The oak tree had room to spread wide and grew upward and outward. Why would an oak tree just keep growing? Why does a tree just keep growing? Because what does a tree need to grow? Is it getting those things, do you think? Sometimes snow was very heavy and a branch would break off. As the oak tree grew, everyone and everything was on the move. Children grew. Some stayed to work on the farms and others left to work in factories. Ships came and went. Large engines rumbled along steel rails. Birds perched in the oak tree to rest from long migrations. Some stayed and made new homes and others flew on. More people arrived and built new houses and buildings. So what do you think migrations means from that sentence? The sentence was, birds perched in the oak tree to rest from long migrations. What do you think bird migrations are? What do birds do in the winter? What have you heard that birds do? They do. They fly away. So whenever they migrate, they're moving from place to place. Good job. Some years, little rain fell. Hills and fields were dry where trees had once stood and shaded the ground from the sun's rays. The oak tree's roots reached far underground for water, and its leaves wilted. Because we know what happens. Where does the water go into a tree, and where does the sun have to hit the tree? Do you guys remember? We drew it in our reader's notebook. Do you guys remember? Farmers conserved what little they had for thirsty livestock until the rain fell again. Electricity came through wires that were strung over hills and through valleys. It powered street lamps and homes. The land twinkled with lights as stars faded in the night sky. You see all the lights? Does it look like they're behind the tree or in front of the tree? What do you guys think? The oak tree grew slowly and steadily, while all around it life sped by. People rode in cars to go to work and visit friends, to go shopping or just for a drive. And I think here it's showing, if you've noticed, it's showing the years at the bottom, how long that oak tree has lived. So if it started at 1775 and it's at 1925, how many years do you think that is? Maybe someone watching with you can help you figure that out. Soon the air was filled with jet contrails and radio waves. and sound waves of beeping cars, barking dogs, zooming motorboats, whistling trains, and music. So what's happening? We're at 1950 now. What is happening? Each page, what have you noticed? It looks like we're moving up in years. I think so. I think you're right. The oak tree is 200 years old. It has shed its leaves and grown new ones every year. Animals, birds, and insects have made homes in its folds and holes and branches. Oak tree is pretty big now. What year is that? Can you see? 1975. So if it started at 1775, it's at 1975. How many years is that? The oak tree, with its strong roots, trunk, and limbs, has survived many storms over its lifetime. Now a fog rolls in, and a big storm is on the way. Now do you see all the cars now? That was different from the beginning of the book, wasn't it? Because what was at the beginning? You remember? The storm is powerful, and the oak tree is split in two. It does not survive this storm. So what does that mean? What's going to happen to the oak tree? And the last year was 2000. So people come to look where the great oak tree once stood. The tree is cut into pieces to be used for furniture, firewood, and mulch. So what can a tree be used for? Something happens to it. Do you remember? What did it say? Furniture, firewood, and mulch. A new day dawns. Once again, the ground is warm and welcoming as a new oak tree grows. You see the new sprout right here? So something must have fallen off the tree to cause a new oak tree to form. What do you think fell off the tree? So with your family, what I want you to do is draw a tree. It can be an oak tree or the apple tree like we learned about. And I want you to be able to label the parts of the oak tree.